Good morning, everyone. I'd just like to share with you hopefully some helpful tips and tricks which I discovered when I was studying the WSET Diploma. Some of which may be of value to you, and some of which you may look at and think that's complete nonsense. Why would I want to do that? Anyway, I'll talk you through them, and you can choose for yourself. So the first thing that I would recommend doing, particularly for D3, but this is applicable to the other modules, is to split the PDF guides into their separate chapters. And the reason I find this helpful is that if you're the full D3 file is like 130 megabytes or something. If you want to open that on your phone or on a tablet when you're out and about and you just want to do some quick revision, it's very slow to load. It's very difficult to navigate. It's very clunky. If you start adding notes or highlighting text, the file grows even bigger and slows down even more. So by splitting it into the chapters, you can just focus on the chapter that you're looking at. You can add your notes, you can add your highlights, you can save it down. It will still be, all those notes will still be there, and it loads faster, it scrolls quicker. It's much more manageable. I mean, alternatively, you can use the online books, but I didn't find that application particularly helpful, and it's not as, in my mind, not as user-friendly as using Adobe Reader to make notes and things like that. So that's my first tip. To do that, very straightforward. All you would need to do, Google split PDF file, and any of these top three services will do it for you. I think some of them might not let you split a file that's over a certain size, but there's definitely one of them does. There must be, because I did it. And generally how they work, let's say you go with I Love PDF, select your file, that'll be the entire D3 study guide. Drop it on here, and then it'll say, okay, what page number do you want to start and finish at? So you can kind of say, right, chapter 1 Bordeaux runs from page 20 to page 80, and then the second chapter, Burgundy, that runs from 81 to 100, and off it goes, and it will split all of those out for you. And then I just rename them according to the chapter. If you put the number in the front, then when you sort it, it's in the order of the book. And this just made my life considerably easier. So the other thing that's worth stripping out of the book, or at least I thought it was, is taking a screenshot. So most operating systems, Windows or Mac OS, come with some facility to screenshot the maps. And again, that's worth doing, and then just renaming them to, I use the exact name that's shown on the map itself. Should point out at this stage, Alex, who's the admin in this group, who is just a genius, he has created all of the maps in the study guide without any labels on them. He saved them as PDFs, but again, you could open these and screenshot them and save them as a JPEG if that suits you. But these are brilliant because you can look at the picture, the maps from the books with the labels, and then when you want to revise, these have all the labels stripped away from them. So it's a really good way of testing yourself, your knowledge of the regions, etc. The other tip that I'd give you on maps is if you're a member of the Jancis Robinson Purple Pages site, it allows you to access all of her maps here, and you can download these as PDF files, and they're like really high quality. I'll show you one here. This is northern Italy. I've recently been to the Valle d'Aosta. Would recommend that to anyone. But once you've downloaded them, they're stored on your computer. You've got them forever, regardless or not of whether your Purple Pages subscription expires. And I think you do get a discount to Purple Pages if you study at the WSET School London. So that's splitting PDF study guides and maps. The other thing that I did studying D3 was create this spreadsheet for all of the wine tastings. So the WSET school gave me a PDF and said here's a list of wines. Some are essential and some are recommended. So that's what this column does. I then go out, I buy them, I fill in the price, I put them on my rack, I number my rack so they're easy to find, so I don't have to pull out a bottle and work out what it is. I can stick some comments in, the name of the wine purchased, the link to where I got it from, and then I've got this column that says, is it not opened? Is it finished? Did I caravan it? Is it drunk? Basically, these are all drunk now. I need to need to update that. But I found that really helpful, and it's just a permanent record that you'll have, and you can go back, and when you've submitted all your tasting notes as part of your studies, you can come back here and look at exactly what it was that you purchased and where you got it from. And I just thought that would be helpful. So my next tip, and this has been brought up within the Facebook group, and I'm going to show you how to turn the study guides into plain text. And I appreciate there are various different ways of doing this. I found the method that I'm going to show you I found worked best for me. It sounds quite technical, but when I walk you through it, hopefully you'll find that it's quite straightforward. So you first of all, some people might be thinking, why on earth would I want to turn a PDF into plain text? And if you can think of no benefits of doing that, that's fine. It's not something that you need to do. So let me just hang up my phone. Lost my train of thought. So yes, if you've got no need for it, it's not compulsory, but some people find it very easy, so they can import it into different applications. They can cut and paste it into documents for revision. There's just a wide variety of things that people will find useful having them in plain text for. So how do we go about this? I'm going to use a simple Python script to do this, and that sounds like programming and scripting, and it sounds very technical, but it's not. Let me show you, and you'll realize it's pretty straightforward. So the first thing you need to do is, if you don't already have Python installed, you can just Google Python. You'll come to python.org, and you can download it for Windows or Mac or Linux. But I'd imagine if you're running Linux already and using that as your preferred operating system, I'm not going to teach you anything new here today. So download the installation package. Again, if you Google how do I install Python, there's loads of tutorials. So this one tells you how to install Python on Windows and then the Mac OS. And it also tells you how to install Python packages. And this is important. So the install process is dead simple on Windows. You kind of set it going. Yes. And away you go. The only thing I'd say is if you get the option to add Python to the path environment variable, definitely say yes. It's complicated. It's not for now to explain why, but always add it. Ask it to add. If it gives you the option of adding it automatically, add Python to the path environment variable. So you install it. Dead straightforward, and then once it's installed, you just need to install this package called pdfminer.6. There are alternatives. If you're feeling confident, you might want to go and play with some other examples, but that's what I've used in this demonstration. So let's go and have a look. I've got a folder here, and it can be any folder. You can do this anywhere on your computer, and this is the script. This is the script that does the business. And again, you might look at this and go, oh no, it's programming. I don't get that. That's really complicated. The good news is there's 29 lines in this file, and you don't have to worry about the first 28. If you can edit line 29, this will work for you. And there's only a couple of things going on here. So this is the file I'm going to convert. At the moment, I'm using chapter 32 New Zealand. As just an example. So I choose to edit this file, and I can edit it just with Notepad, or I'm using Notepad++. It's just something I prefer. So all I need to do in this, between these two quote marks here, I just need to say the name of the file that I want to convert. So in this example, it's New Zealand, but once I've done New Zealand, what I would do, I would come back to this folder, I'd delete New Zealand, I'd then get the next file that I wanted, let's say Argentina, and drop it in here. Come back to my Python script and change this to whatever number Argentina is, and then argentina.pdf. And then this is the name of the output file. So I'm just going to name it New Zealand, all as one word, .txt, and that tells it that it's just a plain text file. And you save that, and that's it. That's all you need to know. So each time you want to change, you want to convert a different chapter, come in here, change the name of the input file, change the name of the output file. And that input file needs to be in the same folder as the script that we're looking at, this script. So once you've done that, and that was dead straightforward, come up here into the address bar, type in CMD, and that opens this Windows terminal in the folder that we're in. And then quite straightforward, you type Python space and then the name of the script, convert pdf.new. Now if I start typing CON and hit tab, it'll auto-complete for me. It knows what I'm referring to, and I press enter. This will give me 2 or 3 seconds to talk some nonsense whilst it works through that script. It's not just, it's doing a little bit more than just turning it into plain text. It's trying to look for where there's paragraph breaks. It's stripping out empty white space and other things like that. It's not perfect. We'll have a look now. So if we go back, we can see in our command line that that's returned us to C, which means it's done, so we can close that. We go back to the folder and we can see here's this new text file. It's got the name that we gave it, New Zealand, all one word, .txt. So if I just double click on that, that will open with the inbuilt notepad in Windows. There'll be something similar in Mac OS. I prefer, like I say, to use this bit of software called Notepad++. It's just a slightly smarter Notepad piece of software. And there you go. It's all turned into plain text. So now you can copy and paste this. You can put it on a website. You can include it in a book. You do whatever you like with it. One thing I will point out, it's not 100% perfect. So it's 99% perfect. It's going to save you a lot of time. What happens, it goes through, it strips it all out, but it's going to hit things like these tables. And it's going to strip out the text because the text is text, and it's going to strip out this axis, but it's obviously this is a picture, so it doesn't know what to do with that. So if we come in here and we look at section 32.2, grape varieties and winemaking. So we come and look at the output, we scroll down, grape varieties 32.2. You can see it's taken the numbers from the side of the graph and it's taken the grape varieties from the bottom of the graph. All you need to do, come in here, delete those, save it. Job's good. So there are a few little cleanup tasks that you need to do. You can see here it's got the number 562. You need to take that out. What's happened there? It's just taken the page number from the bottom of the page. So there's a little bit of cleaning up required, but generally speaking, I found this the quickest way to turn the study guide into a plain text file. So that's it. Those are some of my tips, some of which you might find helpful, some of which you might just think are insane waste of time. I hope it's helpful. Thank you very much for viewing. Cheers. Bye.